should be working. Right, let's do a share. Let's get going. Right, okay. So we just have to switch your video off at the moment. Stop all the, there we go. Go off at the moment. Stop all the, right. Good stuff. Rightio, let's get going. Right, busy day. Well, not busy, could be a busy week actually. But yesterday we had nearly all the markets closed really. We had Tokyo closed overnight. We had UK for Spring Bank, or Whitsuntide as you call it. And then we had Memorial Day in the US. So all the markets were absolutely down. The only markets not down, just off. So all futures markets trickling around. The only thing that was open was really of any significance was the CAC, and we don't trade the CAC. It was the DAX. So DAX open and was up 1.66 on the future, which is really, really good. I'll just have a quick look at the DAX. We're not trading the DAX as such today on the AI report. I'll go through the AI report just in a minute, but just as a heads up there on the DAX. Come on. We hit the targets on Friday and the closing gap of the 22nd of May. So that closed pretty good. So that was a nice hit. On the edge today, the daily edge, the AI report, for people who are watching on YouTube, you can go on the website. Links are down below. You can get this downloaded and sent to your email every single morning, around about 7:15 to 7:30. Tells you what's happening in the markets. So the old loathsome DAX on its own, up 1.66%. Quick, I won't go over all the detail because you've all got this and you've probably all read it by now. But the recommendations today, we're looking at the FTSE, buying on the dips. We're looking at Euro USD, and I forgot to put the bullet point in before anyone sends me a Slack message. Yeah. With and good old gold that we like to trade at quite a lot. So we've got the USD Japani, USD Swiss, and Rude as well to actually look at. Look at this, another little error. In my haste to try and get this out early, because I've had a bit of feedback saying, can you please try and get the daily edge out a little bit earlier than 7:30? Well, I use all my AI tools to scrape all the information, and I start doing that at 5:20 in the morning. AI still is not good enough to use on its own. So we go 160 websites, scrape all the information. I make sense of it because some of it's gobbledygook. And then the top sell and buy recommendations, there has to be at least two, preferably three different independent major sources that recommend the top buy, top sell. I then review them personally and put my slant on them, see if I think they're right because they're AI generated. And then I put all the mechanical targets on them all. So from 5:20, it takes me nearly 2 hours to make sense of this report. So that's why it's pretty good, and that's why it hits its targets nearly every day. So just to let people know why it takes so long to get the report out and why I can't have it earlier. Yeah. So I'll just type in it. Hi guys. Welcome. Right. So let's get going what we're going to do today. Just put me the charts up. Just check what's occurring, as they say. Right. Let's get right. I'll go over the news as I kind of see it as a précis. We have Trump backing down again on a Friday. His threat was to put the 50% tariffs starting 1st of June on the EU, and he backed off. Allegedly, EU asked for some time to reach a better deal. So, investors are going to be walking away from the US dollar on that. We're going to weak US dollar, and that will come down. Euro stocks, Euro 600 stocks, probably the only thing that was really open. We know DAX is at 1.66, was up 1% after the 0.9% decline after the 50% duties call. The Dixie has hit a 3-week trough, 3-week low, dollar down 1.9%. Oil down on rumours that APEC may decide to increase the output this week. Futures are weak. Crude did not have a closing settlement because American markets were closed. And the interesting thing for all you cryptoites is that Trump has mentioned he's raising $3 billion to invest into crypto. So we know where those will be going. They'll be going into at least Solana, ETC, ETH and BTC, mainly BTC, I would think. So expect a BTC rally, and BTC's been going pretty good. But let's see what happens. So 3 minutes to go. We'll look at concentrate on have a look at this. Look at the FTSE. The targets, the closing gap on Friday was hit, as was the target. I'll just take those off. So we hit all the targets last week. You can see where we are with the markets. Pre-market here, we really pushed into on the futures market into CBOL. But today we are trading under CBOL, so pivot risk. We're right on the daily highs. Futures markets are up on a bullish sentiment. We have got a closing gap here. I would like to see that closing gap closed, but we do have some soft tissue here on the underneath of these bars here. So I think we might see some buying off here, but I would really like to see a drop through this area here. I would imagine we're going to potentially get a rah-rah on because there's been no trading for a day or two. The closing gap is 47 pips. FTSE ATR today is 11. So I would like to take a break, really, of 87.63. So 87.60. Let's measure that so you can set this up ready. 87.63. Let's best get a ruler on that. 87.63. Oh, for crying out loud, get me bloody ruler going. Sorry. Yeah, 30 pips, guys. 30 pips stop. 30 pips stop. Open target just for the moment, and we're going to trade a short, a break of 87. Do we need 87.63? Yeah, we'll take 87.63 as that direct break under there. And that's what we're going to do. If the market spikes up, then into the R3, then we can take another into R1, sorry, we can take another trade there. Whichever happens, we will get the trade. So you could put that in as well. You could set that up as a trade there. If the market comes up at 72, whichever hits first, we will be into the market. This, we can put a limit on here. Now we've got the trade in. And we want a limit right down on the close. So today we're buying the dips on the FTSE, but we cannot ignore the what's happening with the market being closed. People do like best for a good morning on here. Good morning, guys. On the YouTube, I mean, not new lot. Don't mean that in a bad way, guys. To people to people watching YouTube, this is my trading group. I've got the trading group here, and we trade live. And then on Tuesdays, we just stream the live trading on Trading Room onto YouTube. So the market's open. What is it going to do? You see on balance volumes coming through. Let's take this in 5 minutes to make it a little bit more exciting. That was yesterday's targets, is not today's targets. They were Fridays that got hit. So what we're looking for here, the market is, unfortunately, we know where the market should go, but the market is always right, regardless of your individual biases of what you might think. And sometimes it's annoying when you think the market should go one way and it goes somewhere else. The truth of the matter is, regardless of what we think, the market is always right. The market is a result of many people's decisions and algorithms trading, and it is a result of what the masses are trading. So it's always right, even when it's wrong. So we've got no options today that are high probability. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right, Paul, are you still okay for a session straight after this for looking at PRT V11, 10 o'clock?
Steve, I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah,
I tell you, I think I've sorted it out. The only slight problem I have is the font is very small on 11. I'd say that could be a quick fix.
yeah,
You could maybe even show me that.
yeah, no problem at all. We'll jump straight on after the live session, and we'll get that sorted. So, really, in the first 5 minutes, one of these really should be clicked in. Just going to have a little look what's happening in the marketplace. Bum, 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 bum. You would imagine this market should be shorting, I think. This market should come down. We did not get a spike up. So I'm going to take that top one off. Usually, like it in the first 5 minutes, should get a trade, and it should be to the downside because we have a market open gap. We've closed the gap of the 22nd, so we've got an open gap here. So today as well, we've got, just to show you the busy calendar this week, as well as trading every day, we've got a dividend tomorrow, and it's a 9.55. So at 4:30, you'll get paid out 9.55x on whatever you've got in the market. So we're keen to trade that. Thursday, of course, we've got a live strategy update and training session in preparation for the EOM on Friday, end of month. Friday is the end of month, last trading day of the month. And we used to trade ASX. It still can be okay, but I don't get up that early anymore. I might have a look at it for the guys, also I'll come and trade with you on that one. But mainly for the DAX and for the Dow. So I should actually forgot to type the Dow. Oh no, sorry. That is we're doing that for the DAX, showing you the DAX strategy, and we'll go through that. We've got the Dirty Dozen bots, and we'll be looking at the Dirty Dozen bots on Friday. And on Friday at night, we'll be doing the Dow and the EOM. Now, where have we got to with the Dirty Dozen bots? These are the ones on the website as well. Where are we, Dirty Dozen? I've been trying to keep a track of. Right, here we are. There we go. So far, I'm only up 9% this month, which is probably everyone's beaten me. I've got the USD. We'll come to the putting the bots on in a second. I'll show you the bots. USD Japan has got to be on today, I think. So we're up 9. We've got this week to try and put that into some double figures. April was 28% return, March 16%, February 17%, January 24. We're averaging 24% per month return, projected outturn 290% a year. If you are trading the dirty dozen since January, we're up your bank's up 96%. I know it's not very good this month. With having visitors and things, we've not been trading a lot. But hey, there we go. We want to short this. We don't want to go long. I'm just looking at this bar. We do not. So while we're waiting for this market to break down or break up, I think what I'm just thinking about this, it's wrong. Yeah, it's me again. Market's always right. Trust the market. It's always right. And now I'm telling you, the market's all flipping wrong. It should be coming down. And what I'm expecting today is the market to come down to the close, buy off the close, come up towards Camarilla breakout long, resist from this area, bounce down, then go for 88.49. And this should break down. I do not want to follow this up because you could easily lose your shirt doing that. So prepared. I'm going to put some alerts to the top side and to the downside. The DAX should have closed its gap. I'll just save that. We'll put some alerts in so we know what's going on. So the DAX should have done its thing. Yes, gap was closed on it. I don't want to do, and the feedback I've had in the room is, is there's the DAX gap trade this morning, boom, straight into the close. What I don't want to do is go over too many assets all at once while we're all learning and confuse people. So here we go. The DAX was a nice trade there. So let's go through some of the things that we've got in the AI report. So we were walking the dog this morning on a 15-minute bar coming down here, and we've got targets on gold at 33.47, 33.62. Gold has come off. We're moderately risk on at the moment with the relief of the tariffs coming off and Trump backing off with his deals. That he seems to do all the saber rattling. Everyone goes into chicken licking mode, and then he either reduces the tariffs or puts a stay of execution, and everyone says the world's good again, and the markets go up. So I'm still very bullish on gold. You can take this trade off. That's not going to happen at that level. But what we wanted to do is make sure in the Northern European markets there wasn't a flurry of traders coming in buying up gold, because you never know. People just do that. Don't wait for the market to set up. So we were walking the dog coming down. Right, let's zoom out on gold. And you see quite clearly market is very bullish. The interesting thing is we've broken the 4-hour oblique support. We've gone 1, 2, 3. And this morning it looked like it was going to resist early doors here. It didn't. It broke down. We don't need this now. It's irrelevant. It's been broken down. We do have the 4-hour 200 EMA here and the 4-hour resistance levels into the 3280 levels there. Ideally, the perfect storm. I haven't got the hang of this yet. Can I put my the perfect storm would be the market to come down here, but also for this stock to be in a oversold position. That would be the absolute perfect storm. So keep your gold bots on, switched on for any reversals, and those bots will catch any quick reversals. But will we get those? Will we get an opportunity today for the reversal? Not sure, to be honest. We'd love it to bounce off into this, you can see this confluence area here. It's also on the 200 EMA on the 1 hour. Very nice level to bounce off and resist from on call. Just have to be patient. So let's put an alert into this area here. And let's zoom down a little bit more. Is there anything that we can see from the price action? Well, we can see
Alert triggered.
that's alert going off. We
Alert triggered.
best go and have a little look at what that alert is. Triggered footsie's come all the way, it's breaking down. Yippee. That's what it should do. Right, go to the footsie in a minute. Well, quite clearly, with the 9 crossing the 200 EMA at any level is a bit of a death cross. Ideally, on the 1 hour, it's really, really good. Breaking up for positive, breaking down for negative. It doesn't on the 4 hour, all bets are off the market. It's going in the direction of the break. So let's move off to the left and have a look at the data that we can see on the left. We don't need to look to the right because we can see what the closing price is. We're coming down to this confluence area and expect buyers to start getting interested at these levels. And the way you'll see buyers interested is you will see these Ikenashi wick getting longer and longer wicks and smaller bodies as the amount of participants and therefore the volatility reduces into the market. Just put this down to 10 minutes and then you can get an idea. People are starting to walk away. Market is negative on the unbalanced volume, but we're not getting that strength now. So we're in a place where we could start to see a bit of a reversal. So could we walk the dog from here? With an equidistant target. So let's just measure that distance. And obviously this is an aggressive way to trade rather than the 15-minute bar or a fracker. 38. That's a bit too rich. A bit too rich, really. We haven't got a 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio on that. So what we're going to do, we're going to put an alert to the top of that fracker. Not fracker, 15-minute bar. Lovely 15-minute bar. You can see here, we're getting series of 2-ring lows all the way. Well, not here, it stopped here. 2-ring lows is where you get a pair of candles, especially Ikenashi like this, with exhibiting 2 higher lows, 2 lower lows. There is a strategy which I don't really use here. It's a 2-ring low. When a 2-ring low reverses, you take a break at the first of the 2 candles here, forming 2-ring low, stop under the swing low, and that's basically a stop and reverse. Right, so just seeing here, perfect long setup has come up with a 4-1-15, which is the 4-15 reversal. So everyone who has the perfect entry, the 4-15 entry guide, we'll use that. That's what this filter is based on. If you haven't got the 4-15 guide, it's all free. Go to the website. Links are in the description below, and you can download the whole PDF on how to get a 15-minute entry. The perfect 15-minute entry, very high probability. Doesn't mean to say it's going to cost, it's just going to give you the best chance of getting into the market. So that's just euro. So what I was doing here was a positional play this morning. I think I did put it in this morning, didn't I? In the early trading. Messages outside, Euro USD. Where are we? Yeah, so you can see here at the time this morning, which was 6:40 this morning, where I was looking at the market coming down, we're a confluence level here, and I'd put an order into this confluence level and doing what we call walking the dog. So walking the dog is an expression when we get flat top candles, we walk and we want the reversal. What we do is walk the price above the last flat top of that hike and ashy on a 15-minute chart. And I sometimes do this when I'm analyzing things in the morning, as the guys in the room know, to try and get an aggressive return, stops under the previous confluence here and into my targets of 11.4 and then 11.18 and then higher for Euro USD. So that's where that trade come from. Something I prepared earlier and didn't really come off. We don't know it's come off or not. We're only 0.5% down. We're in the noise of the market flexing. So this is the confluence here. Euro USD. If I'm trading Euro USD, then I like to trade it from 5 a.m. through to about 7:30, because of the Northern European markets open. You do tend to get the market whipsawing a little bit, but I was keen to see if we get a positional play on this. So, Northern European markets are open now. So what we're looking for is a 15-minute bar. You can see here, this is right on 7 o'clock. So 7 o'clock is pre-cash open for indices. So when that happens, we do get a rara on. It can either go at the top and then follow through, or it can extend if it's negative going further. This morning, it got a rara on going on, and I didn't actually see that running up, but that was quite a nice little run. We wanted 22 pips, did 15. But this wasn't the structure we were trading. So quite interesting. Now, here's something here when we're saying great 15-minute bars that don't always work. Here's a great example of a fantastic 15-minute bar but didn't work. And this is why you don't trade pre-cash markets and cash opens. So this 15-minute bar here, look at that beautiful flat bottom. It's above the 15, 200 EMA and all of the EMAs we require. It's actually closing above the 9. Perfect entry. Doesn't get any better than that. However, timing can be crucial, and you would never put a trade on pre-cash between 7 and 8 o'clock. Suicidal. Well, no. That's the wrong thing to say. It is not suicidal. You are in a high volatility period where people are guessing which way the market's going to go before the market actually gets the volume on the index players and everyone else coming to the market, getting up in the morning and coming to the trading desk. So that could have easily gone straight up and hit the target, but it didn't. So maybe what I should have done is took this order off as it got to 7 o'clock, but I didn't, because my expectation was we would find some buyers. We found some buyers, but now the market's taking it down to the next level. So, like everything we do in the room, we certainly trade it live. There is no pretense whatsoever. We win together and lose together, or you watch me win and lose. It's up to you. But we are bullish on the euro today. So if you didn't get in early doors this morning, then we're going to put an alert at the top of that 15-minute bar for a 15-minute bar reversal. And we'll also put an alert down into this confluence here, probably in the bottom of this confluence, and see what we can get out of that trade. So let's have a look at the FTSE, because those alerts did go off before.
Alert triggered.
Right. So the market's doing what it's supposed to do, which is come down.
Alert triggered.
And we've got this soft, or I call it soft underbelly.
Alert triggered.
Zoom out a little bit. So you can see here the market's kind of run up on Monday. The market's been closed. It's been tracking sideways.
Alert triggered.
Texties coming through. What are those for? Okay. Right, okay. So we've got the market running sideways. Quite boring.
Alert triggered.
It does need to break.
Alert triggered.
We've got another alert going off.
Alert triggered.
USD Swiss and Euro USD. Flipping heck. We've got our trade in here, so we know what the break is going to be. Let's put our order in here. Not our order, our alert. And let's go and look at the other trades that I'm triggering off. So USD Swiss, I had an alert right up into the top here. And what we're looking to do, we've already hit all our targets. So I'll just take some of the other targets that were last week. We were coming down and smashing. So we've hit everything again. We've hit everything. Oops, I'll just get rid of that. That's my ruler. I'm going to get rid of my ruler. I'll leave that. Can't remember. Think. So on the 1 hour, what I've done this morning is have an order in, an alert order in here, just to see what happened. Now, there's two things we can do on this. We can observe quick observations. We're overcooked on the 1 hour, overstretched completely. Market is very negative. That should come up on the bots. Yes, it has. I'm now going to switch my bots on. We'll talk about these a bit later. So got your bots, guys. USD Swiss needs to be on. Where's USD Swiss? I'm going to fire USD Swiss. So that will catch, while we're talking, that will catch any trades that I'm going to do it. The gear wheels go green, boom, green. So at the moment, we've got BTC bots waiting. We've got we've got crude waiting to go. We've got oil, gold waiting to go along. Got USD Swiss waiting to go short. And we've got USD Japani to, while we're on here, I'll just do USD Japani as well. Or USD yen, I should say. I prefer to call it USD Japani. Right, and we'll stick that one as well. So everyone has got your bots. Please be put on notice. They are live. Ero's green. So right. So we've got automatic traders now running. Right, USD CAD. Now we're hitting we're already hitting. We're gonna do oil anyway. We're looking for oil to come down. We don't want oil, and we don't want the oil and the loonie all going down together. These are the two high probs, I think. So let's get back to USD Swiss. Zoom out on USD Swiss. So this is our oblique resistance. We've been hammering this pair for quite a while now, and we've been taking a lot of rupees out of the market. I think we did it from way back. We've been doing it since the beginning of April, and that was my tongue-in-cheek long shot target that actually hit back in a month ago, and now we're down to our another. If you just observation, what a fantastic phase waves there. So that's a market's only moving two directions, no matter what anyone tells you. They either go up or they go down, and they usually run in phases or waves, and those phases or waves can produce a trend. And you can see what an oblique line on those pullbacks or wave twos coming down. So we've got wave one, pullback two, wave one, pullback two, and so on and so forth coming down. The actual perfect storm would be for this pullback wave two to come up into this area to then short again. But what we can't do is ignore a 1 hour resistance, which is above this fractal here, this fractal here. There's a 4 hour fractal there. We're right in that level at the moment. So what we've got the bots in. So if we're looking at some of the things, the market reverses quickly, it will get us into that market. So we are overcooked here, market, you can see we're overbought here, and the market reversed into this resistance level, and it's now into this level again. And we're waiting for this market to just fall over. So ideally, the market will fall over here into that area. That would be the perfect storm. There are a couple of things that we can do. I'm just going to take the other easy target off, that which is here. This is the long shot target that I've got for today. Let's just have a measure of where we are. So we've got this resistance here. We can do two things. We can look at the last high here under this resistance level and take a measurement down to the target, which is around about 34 pips. And if we want to do a one-to-one risk reward, where would 34 pips take us? It would take us up to this level, which is above this descending resistance. So we could do three things here, actually. We could say, right, let's get a risk reward. But the perfect storm would be to actually, sorry, 34, wasn't it? The perfect storm would be to wait for the market to touch this oblique resistance and put in a 15-minute bar. I'll just put these trades in now and I'll show you exactly what I mean with that illustration there, what we expect to see. So for this other, no matter what happens, we will get a trade. So we're looking for a short under this level here. So let's zoom that to 27, 28. So we're looking at 34 pips down to our target and 34 pips above here. That will take us above that oblique line. So any particular problem, if the market follows its previous pattern over the last 14 days, that should be a nice, easy revert, a nice, easy, lazy one-to-one, 1% risk reward. Now, that's all well and good saying that. You want to make more than 1%, really. So let's just take some of these painted by numbers out. So we're looking for the market to drop. The other area that the market could come into, and we can use the same 34 pips. In fact, we could use less. Look for the market to come maybe into these levels. Whoops, just get that off. We don't just want to arbitrarily do this. You can see here, we've got lots of confluence here. Lots of confluence here. So we can see roughly around, there's a half a BRNA, a big round number, 8250. We could see the market potentially failing into this level here. So into this level here. We'd front run a BRN anyway, 48, and could have our stops. So we could have our stops under that rise up here. So that'd be 20, the spreads just over 1.5. That's kind of 24, so 28 pips. So we could do a 28 pip stop. So 1% risk at 28 pips. I'm just running through all the scenarios here which you could do. So we're going to go in at 48. So no matter what happens, we'll get this trade. 28 pip stop. And then we're going to take this right down to the limit target today, which is 93. So for the top end of the market here, looking at risk in 28 for 55, so nearly 2% trade, risk in one, of course. Or we're waiting for the market just to reject quite quickly and come all the way down, and we'll catch that. The perfect storm would be for the market to come up to here, and I'll leave this on 15 minutes, and look for a 15-minute bar reversal. So I'll show what that 15-minute bar looks like. So we'll come back up here. This is the last time the market reversed. Just take the fractals off just a moment, because there's another way you can trade this. And we'll just take this painted by numbers off. So you can see here the market came up, touched this oblique again, put in a lovely 15-minute bar here. Now that bar is the 415 reversal. So that's something that people in YouTube won't have no knowledge of. Let's use the stuff that's on YouTube so people can use the 15, look at what an ideal 15-minute bar would look like. An ideal 15-minute bar comes in two levels. A very aggressive one, which is a close. That's a grade 2 bar here, because it's got a little pimp, a little nipple at the top. That's a grade 2 bar. There are 3 grades. The perfect grade 1. At 2 is great, okay as well. And 3, leave it. That's a 3. That's a 3. That's a 3. That's a 3. You'll be able to see it in the guide if you just look at your guide. If you haven't got your guide, links below, you can get the guide free. So there's that bar there, or a lovely flat top. So you take that break, a break of that bar there, direct break of that bar there, with your stop above the swing high, and you go for a 1-to-1 risk reward. So long as that 1-to-1 risk reward can be encapsulated below the previous swing low, which is here, which is easy, then that would work. Now, if you wanted to use so that's what I would suggest that we can do with this live trade as well. So we've got the reversing under a 1-hour resistance. We've got a 4-hour resistance, oblique resistance as well that we can trade from there. So there's 2 positions. No matter what happens, we will trade those 2. So that's great. We'll get a trade off either one of those. This is a 415 reversal. That is a better reversal. And if you want the 15-minute bar entry, then everything needs to be below this green line. So the next trade then you would do, if you're waiting for the 15-minute bar entry, nice trade, but we're still above here. So there marks the bar on a 15-minute entry there. So if you take that 15-minute entry, stops above that swing high, and that would be your trade. That's the last high there. And that's the 15-minute high probability entry. And obviously, shouldn't say that. That one worked as well. Forget we're on YouTube. Say it obviously, because it works nearly every single time. That's all. But I know if you don't know me from Adam or Fred, I'm just another YouTuber. So, and all YouTubers lie. So you've got to believe what I'm saying. So or should I say a different way? I've got to be believable, I suppose, to people outside of my room. So ideally, we'll get the market, it'll touch up here, produce a 15-minute bar reversal, and we'll come screaming down. There are much larger targets than I'm talking about here today, but this is for a day trader. We want to be in, get out 1%, and run off into the sunset. That's what we want to do as a day trader. So that's what we want to do. Now, that is my target. there is some much bigger targets, some BRN targets here, 8100 level, which would be I'd go for 8104 into that area there, then 8050. Market's been there before. The conditions in which you got there are broadly similar. There's no reason why it won't do that again. The key here is patience. Patience always pays. Main reason why people fail in the market is not because they can't technically understand the strategy. What they actually repeatedly fail in doing is having the mental resilience and patience. Wait for the trade to set up. It will come to you. Use a strategy that has been back tested, that you know works, and have the patience. Let it come to you, and you will see a marked difference in your trading. So what we're going to do here, we're going to put an alert into here. The market's going a bit higher, so we can get interested in the detail. Let's go to USD Japani now. So USD Japani, we want to do a trade on the USD Japani. These are what the targets did I put in? Previous targets over three. So they're the previous targets that were hit. We don't need that again. That's everything we did on Friday. We hit all the targets on Friday. Sell into rallies and retarget 14 to 40. You can see here on the 1 hour, we've got quite an aggressive 3-point pattern here. 1, 2, 3, we can go off. If we go out on the 4 hour, same pattern, identical pattern. 1, 2, 3. We need 3 points to match up for a potential resistance. Let's just have a look what these look like. And we're breaking that, aren't we? So quite interesting. US dollars having a little pullback, having a wee bit of strength. We'll have a look at that. We'll do an overlay on this, on the Dixie, and compare what's happening with the dollar. So there we go. So here's the dollar. This is the dollar basket measured against a whole bunch of different currencies, including the Japanese yen. So you can see here that the market, you can see the dollar basket's just been losing it, coming down, putting a bit of strength in. As soon as the Dixie starts to roll, so Dixie's starting to roll, so you'll see Euro USD failing against the dollar basket here. Euro USD is basket of many currencies, half a dozen currencies. There's only 3 main ones that we're really interested in. Is the euro, and that constitutes 57% of the dollar basket, and the other 2, around about 11 and 13% of pound and yen. So we want to be interested in what is happening at the micro levels on the dollar basket. So if we get down into the 15 minutes, you can see here, look at that. It's hard to show the differences. So we've got the yen, the dollar basket running up here. As soon as that dollar basket starts to wane, I guess you could put a little window showing when the dollar basket rolls over, so you know when the market's going to potentially roll off as well. But yeah, it's a good way of looking to see what other assets or instruments are correlated to the asset that you're trading. Because if you know that, then it just gives you the edge all the time. So US dollar yen. So we just want to sell this back down again, put that off. So where could it actually stop? Well, we're completely overcooked here on the US dollar, which these areas, will attract probably quite a few swing traders to look at buy and hold over, over the period of, let's say, July, August, to try and start feeding in. But
Alert triggered.
with where we are at the moment, I can see this market coming down to 13,800, even further. When you zoom right out, completely different picture now, isn't it? When you zoom right out, the markets could easily come down into this confluence here, what, 13,500, 13,800, 13,500, easily, no problem whatsoever. So, if you're a swing trader, just be a bit careful. Feeding in on a market that is hardly rolled off from a swing trading point of view. Just be careful. Sell the rallies. Don't buy it just yet. So let's get into the zoom to the detail. So the 1 hour is really interesting to us. 1 hour, 200 EMA. Let's put the resistance levels into here. Again, we'll pick 3 areas here. So let's we're gonna wait. We'll wait for this market, maybe up here. We'll get an alert there, alert triggered. We'll hopefully here. We'll also look at the stop for it to start to fail. And we can put that up into this area here. And when the K line comes in, rolls over, we can have a look at that as well. On the 1 hour, we can then zoom down into the 15 minutes. We'll get a trade. It is when will it actually happen?
Alert triggered.
Just look at that alert triggered again. Almost disappears. I think that might have been BTC. Right, so I think what we'll do on here, we've got an alert for the market to come up. I think what we'll do, we'll walk the dog with an alert. So we'll walk under the 15-minute bar here. And we're looking for the resistance level up here. So as soon as we get an alert, the market will actually tell us when to start getting interested in the markets. So let's go now. That was a BTC. So I just want to look at BTC quickly. Bitcoin. So yeah, that was the alert triggered into an area that might get some resistance. Delete alert. And 360 pips up on BTC. This is an area of concern. I'm going to do a stop to entry on here now. It's completely risk-free. And let's see if we can get this pushed up today a little bit further for American markets come on, and then might take some early profits. Early profits there. How many pips is that? I'll be happy with 600 pips. That'll be fine. Right, let's go back to the FTSE. It's not coming down, is it? It's pushing up. Don't like this for one moment, but the market is bullish and the market's always right. Crude is has put in a 15-minute bar reversal. Has anyone done crude on the 15-minute bar, guys?
I did.
Irene, great. Well done, Irene. Great trading. I've missed it. I've just spotted it on a different screen. I'll just put this into 15 minutes. So here we go. Need 2 bars on, as you know, on a 415 reversal or the 15-minute bar. We've got 2 bars, qualifies it. 15-minute bar, perfect storm. So what we expect, or what I expected, to be honest, the closing gap to be hit first. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. The risk is we will hit Camarilla breakout long and the market then will reverse and close that gap. So after the live sessions, just be aware that might happen. What is the risk reward on this? Because we've got 13 minutes of this bar. What a beautiful bar. Shouldn't say that. Yeah, candles aren't beautiful, but it's a good bar, a good looking bar, that one. 17, 18 pips, 34, that's now an equidistant potential trade.
Alert
If the
triggered.
market doesn't go too much further in 13 minutes time, that would be a beautiful 15-minute bar entry. So we need to go to oil and we need to come back to this. One thing I will say is never, ever assume it's going to continue up. It has got to qualify. It has got to confirm the market movement. Do not guess, because you
Alert triggered.
often find
Alert
that
triggered. Alert triggered.
you guess results and you're losing money.
Alert triggered.
Right,
Alert triggered.
where's my other alerts? Let's have a quick look at. I keep putting lots of alerts in, so I want to go around the room, all the different assets for everyone in the room.
Alert
all
triggered.
Different things. So USD Swiss. So we need to go. USD Swiss has gone right to the top. We've just, is that USD Swiss or USD Japani? Let's go and have a look. USD Japani. It was not USD Japani. It must have been USD Swissy. Yes, so this is now coming up to an area of interest. So this now, we could leave these on just for the moment, but let's just sit on this for the moment, just to show you live, rather than flick around. So I'm trying to trade lots of assets all at once, and people in the room will, okay with that. They're not flit all over the place, trying to get as many trades for people as possible, but for people watching, it might be a wee bit confusing. While we're waiting, then is just put any questions in the YouTube channel. If I can type it into the right channel. All right. So let's see what we can get here. We either get a trade that is coming into a 4-hour resistance level that has been there for 2 weeks. So our assertion will be that it can come off. What I can do while we're waiting to keep on this, what I can do, put this to one side a bit. So that's what we're looking to do. I'm just going to duplicate that chart and I'm going to unlock it. Unlock, bonk. And I'm going to set this to the Dixie, and we can see for any Dixie reversals. So you can use in multiple data points. So this is the Dixie. Just put some levels on here that a Dixie might fail on. So you can see here, it's right into the previous law here. So I'll take that out the way. We don't need to see that. What we do need to do is put in 1, 2, 3 points, which is the previous soft area, because we call it soft tissue, soft area for the simple reason. This is the latest area you take a reference from, but previous data markets always recognize that. You can just see that actually that pin came down to there. So we're actually we're running on 15 minutes here. We want the Dixie running on less time frame because we want to see
Alert triggered.
we want to see hesitation, the first signs of weakness coming in here. Maybe we'll put it on 5 minutes. And then you'll be able to see live how the markets
Alert triggered.
work on here. Right. We've now got an alert trigger.
Alert triggered.
Wherever the alert says we're not going to. Oh, flipping it, Bitcoin. That must be hitting my target. Right, here we are. We're going to get clicked in here. And take this off. There we are. We're now clicked in here. So what we can do is add it to this trade when we get
alert triggered.
So right, I'm just going to very quickly duplicate this chart again. I want to stay on the chart, but I want to potentially take some money out of BTC. So I'm going to just put BTC on here. Where's BTC? They are. Oh, robots have gone in as well. So I'm just going to take all my manual cash out of there. Right, we'll let the robots take the strain. The BTC robots have gone in, so that's fine. We keep an eye on looking at here. Oops, where's that screen? Sorry, it's gone to a different screen. Right, put this smaller. Right, so you can see here we're looking for this to reverse, and the market's punching up through here. We've got 28 pips here above the last significant confluence area here. So we're waiting for these bars here to start getting long pins. Also, trying to trade as many markets as we can that are high probs is a US 15-minute bar reversal. So while we're waiting on here, and this is the one that I mentioned, I think Irene's the only one in the room that has actually traded this. This is a 15-minute bar, beautiful 15-minute bar right on it now. So there's a 15-minute bar. Doesn't look any better than that. Look at that beautiful 15-minute bar there. We can trade this now. We're going to be a little bit late into the party. 43, 3 pip spread, 46, 46.3, 47, 48. And you can smash the bar whenever you want at 48, and we're in 48, and our target is going to be all the way down here. And your crude bots need to be on as well, guys. My crude bots are on. So we have a 48 pip stop, and we have a 85 pip target. So not bad, 1 3/4 straight into the money. It's that bar there. That would be your 15-minute bar, perfect storm there. Under the 200 EMA, under the 9 EMA, boom. So that's where we are with crude. Let's just a quick look at crude while we're waiting. The market is just wallowing around, isn't it? How far could this go? I'm not sure. If OPEC Plus do decide to raise production, then I think we'll see this come down at 55.30 without too much of a problem. So there's a trade anyway. Right, we're waiting for the bears to come in. Right, no questions from the floor. Any questions in the trading room? Or is everyone happy? Oh, I feel like I'm on my own here. I always talk to myself, I guess. Never mind. I take it if there's no questions, everyone's happy.
Spot on, Steve. No trade so far.
You know what? If I'd put money on, I knew it'd be you that'd open your mouth. Sorry, Paul. Go on. What's the question?
No, I just said I have the bots on, just waiting for. I've got crude, Swiss, dollar yen, and dollar CAD on, with no trade so far.
Yeah, sure. Great. I've got exactly the same suite apart from I do not have the USD CAD on. So yeah. What time is it now? 9. Very, very slow morning, isn't it? Very slow morning. So BTC, oh no, we're not trading that live in the room. So BTC very took money out of the market. USD Swissy we're 1 pip to the wrong side. 1 point. Oh, you can see it there, 1.9. Crude we're up 2 points in and straight into the money. We've not the Euro USD is still waiting. I think as soon as you see this reverse, then we can go back onto Euro. In fact, I could flick this through, couldn't I? The market that moves with quite high precision with the Dixie is the Euro. So as soon as this starts to roll off, you'll see the Euro going on. But we'll wait. And my seat's going to the floor here. Got my knees up on my chin. Right. God, it's hot. Hot day today. Dum, 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 dum. I was going to put an offer out for a bank holiday, May Day, but it was too sunny by the pool, so I couldn't be bothered. Suppose I should do it. Everyone else does. Bit late now. It's gone, hasn't it? Did you sort out your fonts, Paul?
They sort out what? Sorry.
Your font sizes.
No, I didn't. Do you want to do it? I mean, I don't think we need a call. I think if you put up PRT and show me where to do it, I'd probably figure it out.
Right, okay. So if you go through, sorry, I've just done it without telling you. Go through to settings, hit platform, and then go to fonts. And then you can just have a font difference for a particular asset, this workspace, or you can have it for all workspaces, and you can change your font sizes up and down on here, as you can see here. And
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Perfect.
You can do it,
that.
blind as a bat up to here or normal. And I forgot what the normal size is now, so I'm going to have to. What size is that? Make it a little bit bigger. People can see. There we go. Is that all legible? Still, yeah. I think it looks probably is okay. So yeah.
I'm obviously the lowest.
Oh, yours was set to the lowest, was it?
It probably was. I'll change it now when we're finished here. But that's fine. That's fine. I should be able to do that. Thanks a lot, sir.
Yeah. Sure, no problem. Right, it's a waiting game, isn't it? We're not getting any resistance. We should have. You can see we've got some resistance here in on the Dixie, and if we go into a lower time frame, we'll be able to see that. There we go. Markets came straight up and resisted. Now we're getting to the top. We should see some resistance coming in through here, and that'll manifest itself into this as well.
Alert triggered.
If I turn that to the US dollar, Euro USD, you'll see that. So as that starts to come down, this will start to go up. So if we put this in the same time frame, you'll be able to see. Just as an example, just as a tip, when you are wanting to trade USD Japani, USD Swiss or cable, as the dollar starts to come down, euro starts to go up, this is the biggest constituent against the dollar basket, which is the Dixie, the dollar basket. And it's uncanny, as you'd say in the Northeast, how it I'll put it over on an overlay so you can see again, compare instrument Dixie. It's like a mirror image, look at that. So if you want to trade the Dixie, I mean, if you want to trade Euro USD, or want to trade Pound USD, or USD Japani, dollar basket can be used as an indicator. It's at its most powerful when you are looking for a Euro USD reversal.
I'm all sorted on the fronts. Thanks, Steve.
No worries. So you can see all the break time, all the closing areas for the dollar basket, all the gaps in the market. So what you're waiting for here is this reversal. We need that reversal at that level. And yeah. But unfortunately, sometimes you just can't get the live trades off in the live session. But it's kind of useful to be able to demonstrate to people what thing, some hints and tips and what you can actually do. Right, if gold crosses below the 1 hour moving average, would you avoid going long? No, don't use moving averages. I use exponential moving averages. If you mean EMA, then no, if it bounces off 4 hour resistance. Now, let's go. We can pull it up on the chart and have a look. Remove USD, put this back up, and let's save this. Just save that, and then I'll go to gold, and we can look at gold. Right, so we are starting to get them. Let's just put this into 5 minutes, some meaningful. You can see here the market is starting to think about resisting. What was this on? USD Japani. Oh, was USD Swiss. That's it, USD. Right. Okay. So bit of weakness coming in, bit of weakness coming in. We'll save that. I just want to actually show you something live because you get so many people. I get a few trolls that say, oh, yes, it's all hindsight, easy done in hindsight. We do nothing in hindsight. We all do it live. And what I usually say to people is unfortunately, YouTube's full of burnt traders that have followed wrong and bad advice. And you get some weird comments. So rather than argue against the comments, I think the best thing that I can do is to say, well, let's have a Zoom call. And I'll demonstrate it to you live, the strategy. Or you explain to me why you think it's not very good. Because if you have a valid point where it's not very good, I'll look to improve it because we're here to make money, not to do a show. So You want the best possible strategies to make the most possible money in the safest way. Right, gold will stop me waffle, and sterling moves. We'll look at that. So right, zoom right out. What have we got? We've got some alerts that's gone off twice while I've been waffling. So what we do, just to highlight to people outside of the room, when you see a mustard bar, this indicates a 4-hour resistance level. So if the market comes, well, I'll use my pen. I'm getting a little bit better at doing this. But we're losing people out the room now. As soon as I get me pen out, it's like, here he goes now on his drawings. So when the market comes down to a 4-hour level here, that's not a very good arrow, is it? That'll do good enough. Then there is something in the room we call a 415 reversal. And what that means is we go with a 4-hour trend. And if we get a bounce off a 4-hour trend as well, you can do a 15-minute bar reversal, irrespective of where the 1 hour is, irrespective of where the 1 hour is. So we'll just clear that for the moment. I could probably use this a bit better, couldn't I? Because that draws a nice clean line, doesn't it? But never mind. So we've got the market coming down to a 4-hour resistance level, 200 EMAs here. We'll zoom out to the 100. When you get the market moving quite aggressively, it often punches through a 1 hour. As you can see, it's punched through the 1 hour here. But as a rule of thumb, if it comes through a 4-hour and you get a bounce, that's a 4-hour here, didn't get the bounce, you can take it. But if you're using the 415 reversal, then really what you're looking for, what you generally will see, if the market comes crashing down to 4-hour resistance, you get quite large candles with quite large pins, and it comes down, it'll hit the 4-hour, and then it will then generally bounce above your 100 EMA as well. And there's the line at the moment. It's come down below the 200. It's bounced up on the 1 hour. So we're okay. 4 hours is great. 1 hour is great. We can move to 15 minutes. 15 minutes all the way up here. So if you are waiting for the perfect entry, then you are going to be waiting quite a while. Doesn't mean to say it won't work. Just means to say you got to be really patient. In the room, in our trading room, this is what we'll call a 415 reversal. So we will take a 15-minute bar reversal when it's come off some key levels. So key areas. This is a 4-hour key area. It's come down into some confluence here. You can see it's resisted in this area multiple times. I'll take that alert off. It has resisted multiple times. So it's liable to do that again. Our USD Swiss trades in the money, so that's okay. What we want to do now here is just be patient. So let's have a look at this action here into the 15-minute. It's no good picking the last one that won because that's not reality. This is the first run, similar to this first run coming down. So you kind of want to see how people react, because all these bars are the results of how people have acted before. So here, there's a 15-minute bar break, which would have triggered here, and your stop would have been here, and you would have been stopped out. But again, you wouldn't be in the trade anyway at US Open at 1430. So that wouldn't have made any difference. You would have took that break. Oh no, you wouldn't. No. At 4:50. So we come on at 2:15 in the afternoon to do the Dow gap sometimes, and you had a break of that, but you would have cancelled it anyway. Where's the next 15-minute bar after the market broke up? So there's the bar. Whether that worked or not, I don't know. There's the break. It's a grade 2, so not the fantastic one. And there is the 1-to-1 risk reward if it broke. But you can see the market then moved along and give you another trade with a stop here. And it was a break of that bar there. Then the market closed, so you either make the decision, would that have triggered? Probably not, because you take a break of that bar. If you had left it on, hindsight's always the best trading to do. It would have triggered in. It would have worked. All depends on your conviction with gold. Just going to take that off because we haven't traded it. So you can see the market can bounce a little bit. Got some nice rejection pins here on the 15-minute. Let's take this into 10 minutes to see if there's any lower level price on balances of volume going up or coming down. And well, it's reverting to the mean at the moment there, by the look of it. So we're not far off a 15-minute bar reversal for gold. Hope that answers the questions. What else? What else? Where's the FTSE? The FTSE alarm went off, didn't it? Going right up. So we can't trade everything at once. So let's have a look. That was a 15-minute bar, which you wouldn't take anywhere. Look at that 15-minute bar, very, very strong. But the risk-reward ratio just is not there to a key pivot. This pivot here, you see it's labeled C-ball, and that's called we name that Camarilla breakout 1. That's an R4 resistance level using the Camarilla pivots. And all these pivots on here, these are pivots that I've designed for pro real time. And you can get them off the website as well if you want to know where all the pivots in the market are. If you are trade, it does it for the tool does it for every index. So that's absolutely fine. And if you're an index trader, it's madness not to know where all the pivot points and holes in the market actually reside. Because if you don't know, you're flying blind. You don't know why markets are coming up to levels and suddenly reversing. You have no idea. But you can see when you put the pivots on where the key areas are. So here, this 15-minute bar here. So the 15-minute bar here with your stop would be under here. That would give you a 1-to-1 risk reward into that target. But to get to that target, you're going to have to put in a new high, a new all-time record high. Oh, you're not. It's not an all-time record high at all, is it? Let's have a look. Come on. Put the data up. There's the all-time record high up here. We're still just over 1% below that. Right. The people that have asked and sent notes in, this is PRT. This is pro real time. Probably the best charting package you can get hold of. Makes Trading View look like kids play. It's really good. Really, really good. Free. Unlike once you have pro real time, you can have as many indicators as you want, as many EAs or algos as you want, no limit, all free. And PR and TV, I pay for all that, and it's nowhere near as good. So anyway, I'll stop on that one. But really, I'm wanting this market to get this gap closed below here, and I'm not going to trade that 15-minute bar. Although there is a one-to-one risk reward, there will be a better trade that comes out of this. So, for instance, one of the things that may well happen that I put in the daily edge is the market will come up to here. You will more than likely see a bounce off this level, which will produce a fractal, and then we can head out here. That fractal needs to be above camera breakout long. We'll turn the fractals on and be able to see that. So there is 15-minute fractal breakout, another 15-minute fracker there. Or if you're super bullish, you could just use the fractals as broken up. So there's a fractal breakout here. But would we've took the 5-minute fracker? Is there an equidistant trade between here and the bottom? 26 pips? No, there isn't. Probably wouldn't have done that anyway. You can see the fractal breakouts. And yeah, you can get those off the website as well if you don't already have them. So all this was on the edge, which is quite actually it's nice, getting a lot of good feedback on the daily edge since I released it outside of the trading room. Does it say what I've just said? Today heading to 81.14. Yeah, 81.14. 81.14. Expect a pullback around here, then target the higher level. So I start this prediction at 5:20 in the morning. If you want any further reading or anything, you just click the links, and then it opens up all the further reading and all the detail behind what I'm actually saying in the report, further reading, so you can look at everything on here. Similarly, on here, they've got all the different links on here of where the market's risk on, risk off, and you just hit these links, and it gives you the heads up again of what's happening for deeper reading. So it takes a couple of hours to do every morning, but it is well worth it because we have a very, very high strike rate, higher than 90% of getting it right. And this is all the daily news and key market movements, significant economic events that are going to be happening this week as well. All the economic news releases today, further reading, and then 3 high probability things to look at: gold, Euro USD, FTSE, and to short USD, Yen, US Swiss, and of course crude. We're not getting very far today as far as nice action is concerned. So I would take a break as the market comes up towards it will resist. So that's a definite way to go along and head to the target for the day up here. Or ideally, I'm not going to trade against the trend. I'm going to wait for this breakout, and we'll go for 1.5% down to the close. Then we will buy the market. And buying the market down here could be a nice opportunity for a weekly option trade. Be a nice trade. Or we'll look at that. If it comes up, I'll give you a shout and we'll open the room up, and we'll go and have a look at that. So let's have another quick squiz round before I go. So USD Swiss, you can see the market coming off, and the market will be reciprocating here. coming off. There you go. So nice. Waiting for the bot to come on that. USD Japan, we're waiting for that to do something. Let's see, we're coming off. Ah, the robot's gone on already. So if you've got your bots on, your robots should have switched on. So the robots have beat us to the game. Still waiting for a 15-minute bar. The bots are super aggressive. Statistically, statistical stops are 40 pips. So you do need your stops in at around about 40, even on the manual. Take care of the fluctuations in the market. So, yeah, there's a couple of nice trades there. How's the bots and the BTC doing? Bots and BTC are up 110 pips as well. So that's okay. Crude that we're trading. Don't forget crude. We're trading crude. Crude. Well, crude what doesn't want to come down, does it? We've got some alerts on. If we get stopped out on crude, then I will go in again on a 15-minute bar, just like this. That 15-minute bar, I will do that again because it is a good trade. We might just have our stops just a wee bit too tight, but it is where it is. We use the system 15-minute bar reversal, and we'll see how that comes about. We should see Euro USD starting to come up. So I'll just take that. Well, we'll put it on here, can't we? Euro USD. So there we've seen the first semblance of the market reversing, which is nice. Overcooked here. Market's starting to come off, which will be slowing this down. Let's just have a look at the Fibbo reversal levels. So it's done a 50% Fibbo. Well, it's not 50% Fibbo, it's a 50% retrace. No such thing as a 50% Fibbo. That would be the perfect storm. I'm not sure the Dixie's going to allow that to happen. Starting to roll into the levels that we kind of predicted. But this is going to play out over the next half hour or more. We won't be around by won't be around then. So 4-hour 200 EMA tick. 1 hour 200 EMA tick. 15-minute, this is for 15-minute bar entry. We do have to wait for the market to come back to this confluence level that we highlighted this morning to actually trade. I put a level in there and it failed. So what we're looking for now is a 15-minute bar. It's done a 15-minute reversal. We're into some tops of resistance here. It's done a 50% retrace level. We just got to be patient now. And even if this can't be a fantastic bar, because the bar on this reversal, it needs to close with a 9 EMA. We've got 5 minutes to go. That's not going to happen. We need another 15-minute bar and then trade. So you're at least half an hour away from a trade. Enough time to go get a cup of coffee and wait. But check out these. Not check them out. The trades are the trades. If you have not got the Daily Edge, get it from the website. The links are down below. I think it's, I know where it is. It works out at £2.50 a week, £5 well, 10 quid a month, nothing. You can have it for 1 month and try it and cancel it, or just use it and go and have a look at the reviews. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I haven't got it on there. There's the website. Donk. So those are the dirty dozen of the bots that we're using at the moment. That's the Daily Edge. And we've had it open for a couple of weeks to people outside, and it's going down great guns with everyone using it every day. And we've got one 4-star review, which was off Mark, which was one of our ex-traders. And I think he's missed the point, really. It's an AI report with an overlay. And he's put it 4-star, mainly AI driven. Well, yeah, it is AI driven, absolutely spot on. But yeah, so we've got a whole bunch of 5-star reviews, apart from one, which is a 4-star one. Obviously, that chap wasn't too enamored with it being driven by artificial intelligence, which was actually the whole point of generating the Daily Edge, using AI to gather all the information so then a human at the end of the day can make sense of it all and add some common sense onto the report and then hopefully onto the trade. Any questions before I go, guys?
No, that's good, Steve. Thank you.
No worries. Do we need to talk after this, Paul? Or I think we were talking yesterday, but I'm not sure if there was something else you wanted to talk about.
No, I'm happy. Thank you.
Right. I'll have a look at that video and see if it's choppable as well and get back to you.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Fine.
If everyone's happy and know where we're going with all the different trades against the Edge report, then great. Big divvy, don't forget divvy day tomorrow. So we'll be hot to trot tomorrow. We're looking for a 9x tomorrow out of the markets. So be quite happy with that. And then the DAX EOA on Thursday. Make sure you're there for the training after the live session, because we'll be practicing that on Friday and hopefully take another 2% out of the market with that. So with that said, I'll just say bye, guys, on the on YouTube, and we will sign off on YouTube, end that stream, and now we'll